Hey everybody, welcome to Introduction to Apologetics. I think for as long as I've been teaching apologetics, every time I've stood in front of a group of students, I've started off asking the same fundamental questions. And I've had the same questions asked of me, and a lot of it really comes to why do we need to know this, and why is this important, and really do we need to understand all of these things? And that's what this first module really is about. So I want to start today with asking you one very simple question. Have you ever thought, sat down, just really thought it out? You might know what you believe, but the question I have for you is, do you know why you believe it? Do you know why you believe that Jesus resurrected? And oftentimes what students will say to me is, well, because the Bible says so. And then I'll come back and I'll say, well, if you believe that the Bible says, you believe that because the Bible says that, well, then why do you believe in what the Bible says? And we can kind of keep playing this game over and over again, right? What it comes down to is, why do I believe in any of the things that I believe in? And I think it's a question worth asking. I think for some, it's a little bit of a scary question to sit back and think, well, what if Christianity wasn't true? What if everything that I believe ended up being wrong in some way, shape, or form? Have you ever considered that? And for me, growing up as a young Christian, these were questions that were never really answered for me. I'm not even sure I necessarily ever really asked them. But at the same time, as I got older and as I started pursuing seminary and as I started teaching, these were questions that I saw over and over again coming from students like you. So I started asking them, and I started probing. And I started thinking about, well, how can we know for sure? And those were some of the things that I really enjoyed. And so what I want to do, and there's pushback, and it's difficult for some, and some people are on the page of saying, hey, no, we don't need anything in regards to reason. We don't need to have an intellectual faith. We just need to really believe in Jesus, trust the Bible, let it be a mystery, rely on my faith, move forward, and hope that in some way, shape, or form, it all works out in the end. And there's the other side of the equation where it's all intellectual, it's all reasoning, and if I can't know it for sure, then it can't really be known or trusted. And I'm going to say that I think apologetics really needs to sit somewhere in the middle. We need to find that ground where it's not just all about a blind, wandering faith in the middle of the woods someplace, but it's not a complete, I have to have every conceivable answer, because the truth of the matter is, there are just some things that there isn't an answer for. God is still an incredible mystery. So here's what I want to kind of focus in on this particular module, okay? Is we're going to offer a biblical and historical defense for apologetics. Now, why would I want to defend the need for it? Because like I said, there's a lot of people that just don't think we need it. But when it comes to your own faith, as well as how we share our faith, it's absolutely needed, especially in our day, in our time. So the question here raises further questions. So why do I need to know what I believe? It's personal, right? It's a personal faith. It's between me and God. So long as it works for me, then what is there left to defend? What do I need to do? Who cares, right? Jesus said, go therefore and make disciples. He didn't say go therefore and make it a good argument and reason and convince people that I'm real. Just go make disciples. And I think that's absolutely right. But how do I confidently approach people? How do I talk to people about matters of truth when we live in a world where truth is sort of kind of just floating around up in the air for grabs, right? How do I understand that? What if you could be, confident and actually looked for a conversation, initiated discussions, and engaged people in the tough questions about life and reality? I mean, what if you could do that? I mean, just think for a moment, when was the last time you confidently shared your faith? Now, you might be the kind of person that you do it all the time. And I know plenty of people, and they do it all the time. It's part of who they are. They have this natural gift of evangelism. But there's a lot of us that it's just not really our gifting. And we sort of hide behind that excuse of, well, it's not really my gifting, so I'm not. There's other people that are gifted that way. I can be gifted in other ways, and I will make disciples in other ways, and I don't really need to share my faith. And the truth of the matter is that absolutely you do need to share your faith, but maybe not in the way that you have thought previously. And apologetics really will teach you not just to be confident in what you believe and why, but also confident in sharing those convictions with others in a way that's natural, that's normal, that feels good for you, because it really has to be about your personality. So those are some of the things that we're actually going to talk about throughout the entirety of the course. It's not just going to be all these proofs of how we know things for sure. That's going to be some of it, how we can know, maybe not for absolute certain, but we have good evidence pointing to several aspects of Christianity that really help sort of round out what we believe and why we believe it and how confident we can be in it. But at the same time, we need to be able to take those ideas and engage in healthy relational conversations with others so that we can bring them closer to Jesus and open up doors for them and make good arguments and be intelligent about what we believe and why we believe it. So this is essentially the need and the purpose of Christian apologetics.